Not the TV guide.
Not the TV guide.
Not the TV guide.
Hello there. Welcome to Not the TV Guide Part 3 of this absolutely epic bumper edition. I would say it needs further extending into a giant quilt of an episode. and that's me
Lovely.
shoehorning Beth, who's pleasantly surprised us with a quilt she's working on. Can you tell us about it, Beth?
Yeah, I feel like I'm on Blue Peter, and here's one I prepared earlier. Yeah, this
Incredible.
is the first row of my quilt. So it's gonna be four squares by five. So there's gonna be four more rows, but this is the first row. So I've got
All right.
Star Trek thing. I've got my Lancaster University t-shirt, a t-shirt that my friend gave me with like Doctor Who and stuff on it.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So I see a side man on there.
From when I went to see them in concert. I saw
Oh,
Queen
cool.
Adam Lambert. So yeah, just
I'm
like
about to say you're too young to go and see Freddie Mercury on stage,
Yeah.
definitely.
yeah.
So that's just the first row, is it? That first row?
Yeah, that's the
Oh,
first
cool.
row, and there's going to be like five rows, and it's quite nice because it's kind of like I've got my old like school shirt in there as well, for example, like
Oh,
that
cool.
everyone signed on the last day of
Fantastic.
school. So it's just kind of like a memory quilt, like all of the various fandoms that I'm into, like my old school shirt, my university shirt, like it's kind of a quilt of me. So it's quite nice.
That's cool.
It's
Yeah.
fantastic. What's your favourite Queen song then? Go on then, Cynthia. I didn't know you're a Queen fan, actually.
Yeah, massive Queen fan. They're my favourite band.
No, me, I told, because
Yeah.
I've told off now, then I did not know that.
Probably a bit of a bit of a rogue one, but probably good old fashioned Loverboy.
That's
my
not one
favourite song.
that's not one I know, that one, actually. What is that, an album
that-
track, is it?
It's a bit of an obscure one. It's not like one of the main well-known ones. I can't remember what album it's on, but
I think mine's Radio Gaga, because he's just got the video. You do a lot of the video in it for Metropolis, and I just love Metropolis, the original silent film. So that one's for me. But no, listen, onwards and upwards. Right. Since Beth has just been talking about Star Trek, I think it's not really a Star Trek spin this, but we're going to go straight onto the current season of Black Mirror. And why are we doing that, Beth?
there is an episode of Black Mirror where it's kind of like a play on Star Trek. I actually went back and watched the episode in a previous series of Black Mirror that was about this, because this is like a sequel, like a follow-up to that episode where this guy has kind of created his own warped version of Star Trek where he's the captain and he gets to control his co-workers, and it's all a bit
Yeah.
insane, but
Yeah.
A bit.
yeah.
Oh, finally. I remember the original one of that was the most way out Black Mirror episode I've ever seen, but it was one of the lightest in a weird way. I think it was quite funny and quirky, and this was basically like a full-length film version of it, wasn't it, really? It was like, what, a 90-minute episode, was it? It went on for a while.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I don't need to ask you, Beth, obviously, with Black Mirror Season 7, which has been your favourite episode out of the six of them? Because I know straight away which one it was.
It was a good episode. I love the fact that it was kind of like a loving rip-off of Star Trek, because it's kind of like playing on all of the tropes that people associate with Star Trek, and like, you know, sort of taking the piss out of it, but in a bit of a loving way. So I did really enjoy it. It was the most entertained I think I've been by an episode of TV in a while. So yeah, I did really like that. But I also really liked Hotel. Is it Hotel Riviera or Riviera or?
Yeah, I know which one. I know which one you're on about. That was probably my favourite. Actually, that was
Not a time hotel, is it?
Time Hotel. And that was the one where
No.
the film one, the films, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Oh, that was quite sad in some places as well.
Mm.
yeah, it was really, because Hotel Riviera was had Aza Ray in it as a movie actress cast in a new type remake that inserts her avatar into an AI simulation of the world created, obviously, by a classic black and white romance. And it was brilliant. The Guardian review, Beth, on this compared this to, and I know you'll pick this. I can ask you this now. because you're the Doctor Who fan. It compared it to like a cross between the Truman Show and Stephen Moffat Doctor Who.
Mm. Yeah, it was a little, yeah, I know what they mean. It was a little bit like yeah, it was a little bit kind of like trying to think of an episode of Doctor Who that it was similar to, maybe like The Girl in the Fireplace,
Yeah,
where the Doctor kind of meets
Represent.
and yeah, and kind of falls in love with a historical figure, but then can't really tell her the truth. And yeah, it was quite interesting. The sort of love story between, you know, the the main character and, you know, this other woman who we kind of don't know whether she's real or not. She's not supposed to be real. She's like AI, but she's AI that's been created by a dead actress from like the 50s. So it turns out that, you know, I think it was almost sort of making a comment on AI in a sort of roundabout way and sort of you know, posing the question which has been asked before, but you know, the classic question about AI, which is like, you know, at what point, if you can't tell the difference between an AI and a human being, at what point does it become kind of indistinguishable? Like
Yeah,
a consciousness is a consciousness, you know. So
yeah,
it's like, what at what point does the line between sentience and non-sentience get drawn? So it was quite interesting. It was sort of a roundabout way of exploring that side of AI, I think, but it was a really beautiful love story as well. So
I know which episode really wound Amanda up on this last series. What episode was that, Amanda, on Black Mirror? One of them really wound you up, and do you remember which one
In
it
a good
was?
way or bad way, I don't
I'm not
remember.
sure to this day with it in a good way or a bad way, where you wanted to see a certain character get the comeuppance.
Oh, it was I've got it
It's
on.
called Bête Noire. Bête Noire was the episode. It was you,
Oh
and
yeah, yeah, because it was she was a school bully, wasn't she? And I
yeah,
thought she was going to get what was coming to her, but she didn't. I
yeah.
don't want to
This
ruin it because it's still fairly new and people have watched it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of those ones where it was a really strange episode. It was one of those where they ramped up the very cruel chaos in this one very, very slowly. And then it revealed, quite frankly, shocking twist at the end of that. Did you think to that, Beth, then, when you got to the end of that episode?
yeah, I mean,
It was a weird one, that
I
was.
without giving too much
Hmm.
away, I wasn't a massive fan of the ending because I thought it was a little bit silly.
Amanda,
Um,
you were the same there, weren't you? You didn't like the ending on that.
Yeah, and plus I just don't like bullies anyway. And it just felt
mm.
like it was saying, it's all right to be a bully. And the poor woman that was bullied, it's like she'd been through a lot already. And what happens to her?
Um, yeah. The weird episode was, we're still on the Doctor Who theme here, is Plaything with Peter Capaldi in it.
Oh
mm,
God, yeah.
Yeah, that's the episode The Guardian didn't like, actually, when I was reading reviews up on this one. They really hated that episode. Because they thought it
Yeah.
was the unreal Skipple episode, but it was one with a very weird ending on it again.
well, I thought it could have been longer, and
Yeah, it could have been a film, that one.
they could have explored what actually happened after, was it the throng took
Yeah,
over,
yeah,
like the kind of AI aliens took over, like because I felt like it kind of ended quite abruptly, and I wanted to see what happened next once they'd kind of been unleashed on the world, you know. So
yeah.
yeah.
It was very abrupt ending, that one. It was to me. It was a strange one, that was.
Although I
What
did
did you?
think Peter Capaldi was great
He's
as
al-
always.
he's always great doing when he plays really weird, creepy characters,
Mhm.
and he's got a couple of series and going prime at the moment. Oh bloody! Even if they're very strange, they're very creepy, and he is very, very good at that. So yeah, now I want to ask you both about, obviously, the just trying to find the notes in my notes now. Yeah, how do you both feel about the Common People episode, which started the series off with Chris O'Dowd and, oh my good grief, Rashenda Jones as a blue collar couple who have more love than money. And when she gets a brain tumor, the life saving solution is technology that replaces the mind that serves in a cloud, but it's on a monthly subscription, which is expensive.
I know when we were watching this, I saw this coming how it was going to turn out, and it just kept going up and up, didn't it? And it's just like you got to keep paying it to stay alive. And
Oh God.
it's just really awful, but it felt
Yeah.
believable as well,
Yeah,
like
it
the
was
kind of
wasn't
thing that
com
Yeah,
would
definitely.
happen.
Well, it was a blatant, it was kind of a blatant comment on the US healthcare system, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Combined with, like, very interestingly, combined with a comment on the nature of subscription services, in the modern age, and how everything's on a subscription basis. Everything's, everything's kind of repeat payments, and it adds up.
Mhm.
So I thought it was a very clever kind of combining of those two issues to kind of show you how, the state of things could go. Yeah, it was kind of, I think that was the only episode that really sort of like disturbed me. It's always the
yeah.
episodes like that that are a bit kind of too close to reality that are the most disturbing. I think Black Mirror's at its best when it does that.
When
And
it
that's one of
freaks
the
you out,
reasons
yeah.
I don't one of the reasons I don't normally watch it, because I find it too disturbing. It's not what I want to watch before I go to bed. So I don't
Yeah.
normally watch Black Mirror for that reason. But it is really, they do it phenomenally well. So it's,
Agreed. I think I've really enjoyed the 7 seasons. I didn't like the last series, season 6, very much. I did enjoy this one, and I really liked Eulogy with Paul Gabbaccini in, where he basically gives me a chance to step back inside old photographs and old memories of his long
Being
lost
Paul
love.
Giamatti, sorry.
Paul Giamatti, my
I
shit
was
pronunciation.
going to say the
Shit.
radio
Yeah.
presenter. Yeah,
Oh
that's
well,
great if
when
he came on
we're
there.
fucked here, right? But yeah, I love this one, use technology where obviously he was bought money to go back into his past and stuff, and what are the photographs and look at memories. And that really grated me really well, actually. It was very, very sad, mind you. Even for us, for two characters that obviously were probably quite unsympathetic characters, really, in a few ways. But anyway, that's it on Black Mirror, folks, anyway. So let's, Beth or Amanda, anything else you want to add? Right, let's mark it then. I'm going to do some Thunderbolting then, okay? Amanda, what are you going to give us out of 10?
7.5.
8 for me. I really enjoyed it. Much more in season 6, actually. Beth.
yeah, I'd give it an 8 as well. I haven't really got much to compare it to because I've not actually watched like previous series of Black
Oh,
Mirror.
have you
I've
not? Have
seen
you
like
not? Oh, wow.
no, I've seen like the odd random episode, but I've never like watched a complete
Okay.
series. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I'd give it an 8.
I can tell you, don't watch the very first episode on it because
That's
that
one
was,
that I've watched,
oh,
unfortunately.
Yeah, great episode,
oh,
that one.
that was astonishing, that episode. The
Oh,
Yeah,
brutality.
brilliant.
Do you remember that first episode, Amanda?
No, I can't.
Oink,
Let's
oink,
listen.
oink, oink.
Yeah,
Oh
you must have
God,
known that
yeah. The pig, poor pig.
That's all I'm going to say with that. So, right. Anyway, let's move it on. Okay, Beth, we can take a break for a few minutes now, where we let Grant do earn his money for once, and we're going to talk
What?
about Marvel's.
Oh, Grant's been
Go
paid.
on
I'm
then.
not being paid.
Okay, we're going to talk about Thunderbolts now, Marvel's latest film, full of its a bit of B movie heroes. There were these real sub-heroes anyway.
Yeah.
And Grant, what did you think to this? We saw this on, me and Amanda saw this fairly recently for alternative revenue streams. What did you
Oh,
think to it?
okay. I saw when it came, I saw it when it first came out in May, I think it was. Yeah, so yeah, I'm trying to remember it now. Yeah, it was really good. I was really surprised because the trailers looked quite good, but I wasn't like blown away by it. But then when I watched the film, it was a completely different film than I expected. It was quite a deep meditation on like depression, wasn't it? And and it kind of worked well with the B-list characters because they're kind of like their Marvel's answer to Suicide Squad, aren't they?
Yeah,
They're kind of like broken, kind of like formerly villains now trying to do good. Basically, like people just getting into quilting for the first time. They'd have a Thunderbolts quilt at the
it
end.
had a feel to me of something like Guardians of the Galaxy, really. You
Yeah,
say
it
it's
did.
more
Yeah,
grounded because all the B
yeah,
movie heroes given their own space in the sun,
mm,
and
yeah.
Florence Pugh was absolutely fantastic in
Oh
this
yeah,
film.
she's fantastic in it. Yeah,
Really,
and I
really
love
good.
I
She
love
was
Red
one of the
Guardian,
better things
David
in
Harbour.
it.
Yeah, Beth, it's worth
Oh,
watching it for the first scene where she just jumps off the top of this building, goes flying down,
mm,
Oh
and does her own
wow.
stunt.
yeah,
Apparently, it's her own stunt. She went flying down a
Wow.
good couple hundred feet, and I was sat there
yeah,
thinking, "Oh my good
That's
God!"
how you get to work in the morning, isn't
So in
yeah.
my case, is I make sure I have a good load of chips and I've on a fart one way to work. Yeah, but like it is no, it was she was absolutely incredible, and that she really, really was.
Mm,
And if I'm honest, I thought David Harbour, who plays her dad in it,
yeah, Red
aka Red
Guardian. Yeah,
Guardian, I
yeah,
didn't
it's
think it.
brilliant.
Last time I saw him in that Black Widow film, I didn't really like him in it. I liked him in this.
Oh, I loved him in Black Widow. I thought it was the best thing about Black Widow. So I really enjoyed seeing him again. I liked his limo service. He was driving around, but he wasn't like he was the comic relief character, obviously, but he also had a bit of heart to him as well, didn't he? Like the way he was kind of putting his hands around Leova. What's it?
Yeah,
Florence Pugh's character. Yeah, so yeah, he kind of like got her back to being, serving her purpose and all that in life and all that. But yeah, but I really liked the villain of the piece, the Sentry character, because I've never there's a character I don't really know from the comic book, so I thought it
didn't
was
know.
really interesting the fact they had like a split personality and a void, that would take over. And I just thought it was really cool, like, just turn people into to shadows pretty much. And it was like, yeah, I just thought it was a really cool power. And it was basically like, it was a cross between like Homelander, wasn't he? From the
Oh
boys
yeah,
years ago. Yeah,
yes, you're right with that. Yeah, that's a good point. I hadn't thought of
yeah.
that. Yeah,
And
do
yeah.
Amanda, did you like seeing Bucky Barnes on the motorbike?
it? Yeah. You
Oh
know
yeah, that
me,
was
I'm into
awesome.
motorbikes.
Yeah, she's an yeah.
Yeah, it was
I
like
think
Terminator. It was like Terminator 2, wasn't it? The way he swung his
yeah.
so his
Well,
shotgun around there. I was he's just so cool when it happened. Yeah.
yeah, he's in a new TV series, Room to come out in September time. It's all called Criminal, which I am well looking forward to. But we'll come on
Oh
to that
yeah.
in a minute because that's going to be the comic starts off astonishing. Right now,
Oh
come on to
cool.
that. Come on to that in a minute. Yeah, it was. I felt it was really. It was like a soft reboot taking Marvel back to me. This was. So you think about it when they really got going, didn't they? They couldn't do much of the X-Men and say
Yeah.
Fantastic Four and stuff. They did a lot of the lesser heroes than Iron Man, Captain America, and Thor and stuff to do the Avengers from it. This is like a very soft reboot of it, and I think Beth, you would have got this. Because after you said before about Daredevil, you found it too
Yeah.
hard. This, I think, was very, very accessible,
Yeah.
and I think it was very stylish in places as well. Because
Yeah, it was well shot, wasn't it? It was really
yeah,
well directed. Yeah.
very, very well directed, and
Interesting.
it was a lesser film as well for Marvel, but it was one where I think they put some thought into this. So I think you'd really enjoy this. I really, really
Mm-hmm.
do.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
entertaining.
It's certainly better than the last Captain America film. Oh, good grief, Anna.
Oh god, that was horrible.
That was,
Yeah, I hated that.
it
So
was
I
a
wasn't. That's the thing. I wasn't really excited for this one because I'm a die-hard fan, so I'll go and see them all. And so, you know what I mean? I've seen Madam Web in the cinema, so I know that's not technically Marvel Studios, and I loved it obviously, but like I will go to cinema to see Craven, Venom, all the awful spin-offs, but
that
I will
wasn't.
see them all.
Yeah, it really was a pleasant surprise that, and
No,
it's
it was
obviously
really
clearly
really
going to
good.
link
Yeah.
into the Avengers films coming next year. But I actually really enjoyed it. Thought it was really well
Yeah, I
done.
look forward to seeing them again they're going to be in Avengers Doomsday, aren't they? So yeah,
Yeah, and
I'm
as
really
Gail
looking
said, it
forward to
was
seeing.
Florence Pugh. She's a quality actress, and she can make anything look good. And she
Yeah,
bloody was good in that. She was. What she had Beth was really good about was the emotional heart of the film. And it was
Nice.
loved it because I was expecting obviously Bucky Barnes to be the centre of the film because he's the most famous of the five
oh yeah,
characters.
yeah,
But it wasn't. It was her
Okay.
yeah,
character.
yeah,
And she was without doubt because she's fucking excellent in it. So, but
yeah, brilliant.
Grant and Amanda, is there anything either you two want to add? Right, let's give us a mark then. I'm
What
going
I
to
will
give
say
this.
is actually, I
Oh,
love the end credit.
I knew you'd do. I knew you'd do that. You
No, sorry. Just remembered. Sorry. Yeah, the end credit sequence was very funny. I thought, when it has all the newspaper clippings at the end. So I won't spoil it to the end for you, Beth. It ends on a really good ending, and then the end credit scenes is really exciting. It really gets you excited for the new Avengers film. So it's the first time in ages I've watched an end credit scene and gone, do you know when you used to back in the day when you watch an end credit scene from Marvel and you go, that person's turned up or something like that, you get really shocked. This one I was like, I can't wait, to find out what's happening next. So yeah, it was really good. Yeah, it was just yeah, really. And the end credit scenes was directed by the Russos who were doing Doomsday. So so it was so it's kind of like giving you a slight little taste of what's going to come.
Well, that
So
was shot.
yeah,
Wasn't that shot about 6 months later after the Thunderbolts film was finished or something? There was a
yeah,
gap.
yeah,
There
because
was
they
a
ended
big
there.
gap, wasn't there? So yeah.
Yeah, the end of that tag at the end, make sure shows you what's going on in the future. But yeah, because it's like it's 14 months after the events of the film. It says at the end, so yeah, so you get this quite long credit sequence. Yeah, but yeah, well, honestly, the cinema, even everyone in the cinema, where it's like, woo, you can hear like people going, yeah, like everyone's getting really excited. So yeah, so it's a really good one, Beth. I think you'll like it. So
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, might give it a go.
Amanda, what are you going to give us out of 10?
8.
8 for me as well. Fully, really was a good film to watch. Fully enjoyed it.
yeah, I'll give it 8.5. Yeah, I thought it was really good.
Right, folks. Well, that's the end of the end of the reviews, and not the end of the show. Now, people are wondering, we haven't covered Doctor Who this episode at all, have we, Beth? Really?
Yippee!
Now,
Please don't.
if people have noticed, like Grant's been very good this episode, haven't you, Grant? There's been no F. I've done the F bombs. You've not done any of any at all.
No, they're gonna come up fucking soon.
Yeah, and obviously, after this all goes live, we will be back in touch in a couple of weeks' time with our Doctor Who review. And Beth, is there any little hints you want to give to people about our Doctor Who review? Principal hints.
Well, it's a good thing that Grant doesn't have to mind his language. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, exactly. I know, yeah.
And that I don't have to mind my ranting.
Yeah.
So I think that's all I've got to say about it, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
I have to ask, obviously, Russell T Davies has been announced, hasn't he? He's got another TV series on the way for Channel 4. Had
Yeah.
you heard about this, Grant or Beth? Tiptoe.
Yeah, I have, yeah. Yeah. Is it kind of like another one set in Manchester, is it? Like
Yeah,
kind
so
of like
it's meant to be. He's meant to be executive. It's got a producer in from Queer as Folk, so I think he's heading
Yeah.
on that territory again. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
scripts have been completed, and apparently, I'm in the casting stage to have this filmed by the end of the year. Apparently,
All right, cool. Yeah, I'll watch it. I
I'm
do.
glad. I'm glad because I think that's what he does best, you know.
Yeah.
It's annoying because I think that Russell T Davies is a fabulous writer and I really admire his work.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, he needs to stick to his lane in a way. And I think that's partly what's gone wrong with Doctor Who. I just don't think he's hit the right vibe. So I'm glad that he's, you know, moving on to hopefully another show that he's gonna absolutely smash because he is a great writer. I just
Brilliant. Yeah.
don't know what's happened on this latest series of Doctor Who, to be honest.
we will reveal more in a couple of weeks' time on that. But people of Doctor Who fans, you may want to be warned. This episode will have plenty of salty language in it and a strong opinion. But we'll leave it on that. Now, I want to talk about wrap up with today, obviously, conscious that we've been going for hours here today. So, yes, now there's plenty of stuff coming out, isn't there? Now, is there anything, first of all, Amanda's really looking forward to seeing?
Dexter, whenever that comes out.
Fairly soon, isn't it? A new Dexter series. And it's got a fantastic cast in it as well, hasn't it? We've told this before. Kirsten Ritter's doing it. Rumoured to be playing another serial killer. So Uma Thurman's doing it, playing another killer. And I said before, what was the name of the actor from Game of Thrones? I forgot his name. Peter
Dinklage.
Yeah. He's meant to be in it as well. So it looks quite interesting straight away. So Grant, what are you looking forward to coming out?
Oh, well, I've got some prestige shows I want to watch, like the Bear Series 4 is coming out, which I think I reviewed last year on the show, Series 3. Enjoy that show. Squid Game Series 3 is coming out. I've not watched Series 2 yet, so because I knew it was kind of half the storyline, so I was going to wait until it all was ready. So so I'm going to give that a go. That's coming out, I think, this week, actually, coming out this week. and
Oh,
and
is
then
it Squid Game
yeah,
3?
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
When did season
And
2 come out? Was that back end of last
it's
year then, was
at
it?
Christmas. Yeah, Christmas. Yeah.
Thought it
So
was, yeah. So they've
yeah,
obviously, I didn't know it was out. That means they filmed it back to back then, haven't they then?
yeah,
So,
yeah. Well, from people I knew who watched it, they said, "Oh, it was good," but then it kind of like got going and it kind of cut in half. So I feel like yeah, this is the final series. So I thought I'd just wait until it's all out and then watch it all in one go. And then and then trash TV wise, I'm gonna
plenty
watch
of
Noel
that.
Edmonds. Yeah, Noel Edmonds' Kiwi Adventure about
Oh,
his he's
oh dear.
it's basically apparently it's like Clarkson's farm, but it's like Noel Edmonds doing a wellness centre. But yeah, he's built it himself from scratch in New Zealand, so it's meant to be quite. Well, I've seen clips through on Instagram. It looks ridiculous, so I'm looking forward to
It
it.
sounds
And
ridiculous, yeah. Sounds ridiculous, yeah. Oh God. Coming up for me, me and Amanda are going to be watching The Surfer with Nicolas Cage coming up soon, aren't we, as well?
What
And
film?
I want to watch the new Predator cartoon animation as well, because
yeah,
apparently Arnie's in it. Apparently, right at the
cool.
end.
Oh, cool.
Apparently, and also the actress that plays in The Prey, the last film. Apparently, they're both in it right at the
All right,
end.
cool.
And they're meant to be linked into Badlands, which is coming out in November apparently as well. And I've
All
seen
right,
the
cool.
clip on that. There, you're getting the Predator versus against ninjas and some samurai, and I thought that's just up my street. That is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I really enjoyed Prey. I thought Prey was good, so yeah, I'm looking forward to it
I
again.
really enjoyed Prey. Best since I've
Yeah.
seen the original Predator film. Trooper told you that was the best one for
Mm-hmm.
me. So,
Mm-hmm.
who wants to watch?
Is
Oh,
Predator
sorry.
an animation? Sorry, a
Yes,
series,
yes, yes. An animation.
animated series. Okay,
Yeah, no animated film. Animated film.
animated film. Okay,
Yeah.
and is Surfer a film or
No,
a book?
Surfer's a film with Nicolas Cage, yeah.
Film?
I've seen the
Okay.
trailer to it, it's all I can say. It looks pretty far out. Right by Nicolas Cage, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Amanda, what do you
Lovely.
think it's Surfer? Do you think that was pretty far out what the
Yeah,
trailer showed
yeah,
you? Yeah.
yeah.
Who wants to watch Ironheart? Somebody mentioned Ironheart
Oh
and
yeah, I'm
saying,
gonna
oh,
watch that as well.
Oh, I
Yeah,
want to
sorry.
watch that as well. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah. Somebody mentioned Megan 2 as well, 2.0, didn't they, when it comes out in a
that's
couple of
me
weeks?
again. Yeah, I'm seeing it on Sunday. I've already booked my ticket. So excited.
Big kid, right? So, and Wednesday season 2 has been announced by Netflix as well, hasn't it? As well, and
Yeah, it's
that's
in
coming
August,
out
so
August
yeah.
and September. I think they're doing
Hmm.
4 episodes in August and 4 in September. You've
Hmm.
also got Twisters. Is it Twisters? I said before, Joe.
Tremors.
Tremors. That was it. Tremors, a TV version of that during August on Netflix with Kevin Bacon as well. And who's seen Superman? Somebody mentioned
I'm
Superman.
seeing that
Ah,
definitely.
we
Yeah,
will
I'm
be as
seeing it
well.
too. So, yeah,
And I
Looking
think
forward to that.
I'm looking forward to watching Fantastic Four as well, truth be
yeah,
told to you.
yeah.
And I didn't necessarily fancy it originally, but I've seen the trailer and I thought the trailer in fact, both of them looks really good actually.
Hmm. I like
So,
Herbie, the robot.
oh yeah, I thought you said Herbie the car then for a minute, and I thought I'm old enough
No,
to
I love
remember
Herbie
that.
too as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did you all know there's a Naked Gun remake due out fairly soon with Liam Neeson? Not to Liam Neeson doing Leslie Nielsen's role.
yeah. I've seen the trailer for it. Yeah.
That's
I don't
quite,
think I've seen the original one.
Oh, I
uh,
love the original ones. I
the
don't think this
original's
trailer looks
brilliant.
very good to
The
them.
police
Yeah.
squad's even better. And have you ever seen Naked Gun? Have you, Beth?
No.
Oh, he's a bit before your time, that John Chisel. I say, they say it's done very deadpan. It's ridiculous, he said, right? But I'm telling you, but Amanda's mum, when we were around there the other week, and I've researched it, I can't find it. She seemed to think Liam Neeson was in, ready for this, Police Academy, the remake,
Oh.
which I've not heard anything about that. I think she's got that mixed up.
No, it doesn't make
But she
sense.
does
Yeah.
stalk. She does stalk him though, so she'll probably know
Does
stuff
she?
about him before we do.
Yeah, probably so. But what else? I can't think there's. I know people wonder. There's shed loads of stuff coming up at the moment.
Mm.
Me and Amanda have just watched season 1 of Mayor of Kingston with Jeremy Renner in, and oh my good God, Amanda, quickly tell people about that. We're not going to be reviewing it. What do you think to that series?
Yeah, he's very different from Hawkeye.
Brutal. It was absolutely brutal. The series was. It was Grant would love it for when he gets nasty in the second to last episode. And
Oh no.
yeah, he really got nasty. And
Oh no.
it was nothing like Hawkeye at all, Amanda, was he?
No, I was like, oh, Hawkeye's been naughty.
Yeah. He went around this house executing everybody that had abused his young prostitute,
All
basically.
Yeah,
right.
but
Oh,
they
And
served
sounds
it then. Yeah.
he executed him. It wasn't a killing, it executed him. And I'm going to be interested to see how the series develops because it was at the end of season 2, he had to have a break because he had that motorbike. Was it motorbike accident, Amanda?
No, it
Wasn't
was a
it?
snowplow.
yeah, he
Snowplows,
got run
yeah,
over, didn't he?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And I've been intrigued to see how they actually compensate for that because there definitely was a gap in the series. He got quite injured, he nearly died in that. So, well, the first season of that was absolutely, it was pretty bloody powerful viewing that was. So, right, and to wrap up with what has broke on Amazon Prime yesterday, Amanda, what series has broke? Last bit of news.
Oh, Countdown with
Yeah.
Jensen Ackles.
Now, should we tell Beth what this is about?
I mean, I'm gonna watch it, whatever. It's got Jensen Ackles in it.
I think he's the police. He's in a police city and he's trying to stop terrorists, but they have a few moments in the trailer that felt very supernatural. Like there's one bit where he goes, "If I'm going to go down, I'm going to go down saving people." And I thought that's very supernatural.
I'm definitely gonna give that a go, yeah.
Despite the
And the
fact,
boys in time for
yeah.
series 5.
Well, the bad news is Variety magazine have actually said Jensen Ackles' new crime thriller Countdown is tedious and repetitive.
Yeah.
So we'll ignore what they say, won't we? Make our own minds up
So
there,
it's,
people.
so it's nothing like the Witcher Whiteley show. Nothing.
New. But that was shot, I know it was shot over September to March, September last year to March this year. So he's had a 6-month shoot. And that was obviously like over 13 episodes. And it's going to be, think about it. I asked Beth this to wrap up with. The Boys has just wrapped up shooting this past couple of weeks, hasn't it? And that started shooting actually in November last year. So it does ask the question how much Jensen Ackles is in this The Boys season 5.
Yeah, it does beg the question, I suppose.
Mm.
Not sure, really.
I'm hoping for a good scene where you see the 3 main leads of
Yeah,
Supernatural
they have to do that.
all
I think
together,
so.
and I then see Grant's face, and Grant says to us, "No, I don't know who 2 of them were."
Yeah, no, yeah.
That's why. But yeah, anyway, folks, well, that's it for. Oh, anyway, we've gone on a bit here tonight, haven't we, folks? So
Yeah.
anyway, like I
Please, I
said,
need the toilet again.
yeah,
Please.
I wish I could say we apologise in this on Grant's behalf, but obviously Grant don't give a flying fuck as normal. So we will be back in a couple of weeks' time, folks. Obviously, we may do a Doctor Who review. I can't promise whether it be a review or a Doctor Who rant. What do you reckon,
There
Grant?
probably will be a rant.
Yeah, I reckon it'll be a rant, right? So, and
Yeah.
we're probably going to be back in probably July, I reckon, because there's so much good stuff coming up. We'll sort something out with that to get you all informed. So, Amanda, you want to take it away for us?
Yeah, sleep tight, everyone. Don't let the bad Doctor Who episodes bite.
Oh, plenty of them.
Yeah.
That's true. Right, folks.
Let the space babies hold you in your quilt tonight.
Oh,
Oh God, I hope not.
I hope not as well. Right, folks, we're going to wrap up here for Grant goes on about space babies. As
Yeah.
always, we'll see you all next time. Take care.
Bye bye.
Not the TV guide.
Not the TV guide.
Not the TV guide.